Stand by. The program will begin soon.
An example yesterday I saw of this woman who's been here. I mean, we might even play this clip. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are married because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she's never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are... CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing a significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Canis Diablo asks, why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh. Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentler tone.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and is seen walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive part, whether he can issue. President's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
that
you
would
can't?
Be a gross abuse
of
the presidential
it's
pardon
a
authority.
gross abuse of presidential pardon authority. Oh, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, J.B. Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, Jamie Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardon.
Oops. Let's try this.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Yeah, you know, that stuff happens, especially when Johnny Boomertech is on the board. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight. Welcome to the P-Dog Knight channel. A little earlier than that countdown said, but we're here. We're not queer, and so don't fucking get used to it. I swore already, don't care. Hey, how y'all doing? Happy Friday. And I am so annoyed. I am so annoyed by this nonsense. Now, there are theories on what's happening for real. In fact, at 8 o'clock today, Eastern Time, roughly an hour and 15 minutes ago, Pam Bondi was supposed to get the real stuff on her desk. But I'm not holding my breath for any of that. And I gotta tell you, I have some thoughts about this whole Epstein mess, which I will certainly bring to your attention once we get into the show. But let's see. Oh, hang on here. Also, thank you, Gunfox61. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Dropping a Hamilton in the tip jar and an article that is going to make me crazy. It'll be in. I'm gonna probably do that even before the trending topics. Well, except for a couple of them. There'll be a couple trending topics, but we'll do this one first since Gunfox has been so generous lately. And if you want to be the superstar sponsor of the day, you just have to be the one who does the most tipping of the day, and that's how it works. If you get your name up there, where is it? Up there? It's up there. You get your name up there during the show and recognition. Today it's Gunfox. So. Please give generously. Grandbaby's third birthday's coming up, and so we're going to gear up for that. Plus, I still need to get some new tires, but that has nothing to do with this show. Anyway, like I said, I hope you're having a great morning. Mine is sufficient, except for my little foible there at the beginning of the show, which means I don't have all the articles I want to open, but you know what? I'm not going to get to half of them anyway, so I'll just throw the aggregator out there like I do, because usually it's stuff I already talked about anyway, because, you know, I am quicker than some of the news. So let's get it going. First in the chat today, who was it? It was Amazing Disgrace. You get the bell because you were in the chat first. No, really, I can sing better than that. In fact, I'm in a choir and I do solos and shit. But that is kind of my awkward singing style, which I occasionally bring out for this show. So, welcome to the show, Amazing Disgrace. You beat the regulars. There's a few that get up there regular, and you beat all of them. So, congratulations. That's why you get the bell today. Also, good morning, JB. What's up? My favorite Canadian Jaeger pony, Avocados Diabli. Why isn't his music working? There we go. Also, Kara Soldier, Roasted Opinions, what's up? Good morning, Lord Stanhope, Renee Mayette, Hottie, Tyre, Alexander, The Scourge. Also, good morning. I'm scrolling. Is that everybody? Oh, K-Shell's in the house. What up, Kirsten? And also, Sydney Bishop, good morning, my friend. I was just talking about Florida Day, and it reminded me of you. Also, Aaron Meredith, Anonymity, T2, I'll be back, is here. And TC is in the house. We got about, how many peoples we got here so far? It's 23, 6 likes. Hit the like button. Do all that stuff. Share the stream. Which way? That way? Over there? Over there? Over there? if you're on YouTube, over there. That little thing that says P-Dog Night. Have you shared the stream? Click that. Let's get a let's go. Or it might be down there if you're on a phone. However you're watching, click that. Let's get some more people in chat, and we'll talk about a lot of stuff. So, for example, by the way, respond with a let's go or a GIF or a GIF or a meme. We've been kind of short of the memes, so I'm gonna start asking you all to save some memes, and we'll throw them in the chat, and we'll look at the memes mostly. But today it's gonna be just the people who shared the oh, what the hell. Jesus. Let's try that again. There we go. How about that? So first of all, thank you, Somnambul Nation. Always tweeting out the show. Greatly appreciate it. Let's do a little repost on that. And I'll obviously give you a little heart there. Also, dropped a let's go with, oh my gosh, Eddie Griffith playing with some black balls. Speaking of balls, I got a new shirt coming out. I'm excited about it too, but I can't tell you yet. And my goal is hopefully to get Elon Musk's attention, because it has to do with Doge. It's a pretty cool shirt, and I can't wait to present it, but I'm still working on the artwork. So anyway, I'm excited about that. Also, thank you, Swamp Fox Ghost, K. Shaw, a.k.a. Kirsten, Somnambul Nation, and Amazing Disgrace for tweeting or retweeting my post whatever. And Amazing Disgrace with this one, woohoo, with the little Homer Simpson. Why is that doing that? Okay, there we go. And then Swamp Fox Ghost. What is that? Oh, is that Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder? He was so funny in that movie. You know what's funny? I had no idea it was Tom Cruise when I first saw that movie. And then I saw the credits and I'm like, oh, that was Tom Cruise. I couldn't even believe it. He was funny as hell in that movie. Something about go fuck your face or something like that. Ty Alexander, thank you for sharing the show. Also, TC. Oh, I should be retweeting all these. Here, let me repost all these or retweet. I wish they would have just left it. Even though it's not Twitter anymore, I still like the word retweet better, because it just feels natural. After 16 years I've been on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you call it, you get stuck with some things. Again, TC, thank you for reposting the show. And Ty Alexander, oh, we got one. Oh, by the way, speaking of we got one, there's a new account on X. I think it's called I Find, can I say retards on YouTube? I don't even know. That's the name of the account. And I followed it for a second. Some lady got mad because she got pointed out as being one. And then she said, well, when you get 100,000 followers, well, you just let me know. And within about 2 hours, the account got 100,000 followers. It has over 200,000 followers now. I unfollowed it because I don't know if I want to be associated with it, because it's really a dumb account. It just puts pictures of people saying, I found one. And occasionally, with some other substance, but whatever. Anyway, thank you, Ty Alexander, with the we got one. Not referring to me as being a retard. And Ms. Wild Wolf, let's go, baby. Right there. Yeah, with the little American flag thing going. American flag. I can't even talk. And all right, so there we go. Thanks, everybody, for sharing the show. I greatly appreciate it. Also, by the way, some more people showed up. Anna, did I say T2? I'll be back. Aaron Meredith. Who else down here? Said Ms. Wild Wolf, yes. And Simon Wilkins. Someone asked me how the view was from my mom's basement. And I said, quite all right, considering I have my own room on the second floor. Oh, well, there you go. And number one is in the house. I probably already said that. Oh, and my other favorite Canadian, Unacceptable Views, is here. All right, let's get into some news. Let's talk about things that are happening. Just real quick. It is, I believe, I guess it's Ramadan. A lot of people are posting Ramadan Mubarak, which is the greeting for Ramadan, I guess. And this is the time where people are fasting and all this stuff. And to my Muslim friends, I have some Muslim friends. And, not the crazy ones, just the normal ones. So anyway, to my Muslim friends, Ramadan Mubarak, wishing all Muslims all across the globe a blessed and peaceful Ramadan. May this holy month bring you closer to faith, fill your hearts with kindness, and remind us all the beauty of caring, sharing, and self-reflection. And I would hope that some of the crazier ones would do a lot more self-reflection. But whatever. So yeah, that's it is what it is. Happy Ramadan to my Muslim friends. Also today is Rare Disease Day. No relation to Ramadan, but someone says Happy Rare Disease Day. When I was 7, I was diagnosed with granulomatosis with polyangiitis, a rare vascular disease that creates tumors in my organs with a 90% mortality rate. I was given less than a month to live. It took decades of chemo and losing a lung, but I am in remission. My God, how rough would that be? Holy shit. That's tough. Wait, breakfast, lunch, dinner, or dessert? I don't know what that means. Is that a question? Is that supposed to be over in the question section? I don't even know. By the way, it is Friday Q&A. The question box is up there. Click that if you want to ask me anything. It's right over, well, wherever that shows up on. Oh, you got to hit that little arrow or something. There's a box in the chat somewhere. All right. Yeah, I don't know if I. Why would you wish anybody happy Rare Disease Day? But here, Rare Diseases Clinical Research Network says Happy Rare Disease Day. Today and every day, we are honored to help advance medical research on rare diseases by providing support in clinical studies and facilitating collaboration, study enrollment, and data sharing. Learn more about us at rarediseasenetwork.org. So anyway, it's in the links today. You can celebrate Rare Disease Day. All right, let's do this. The pin message has to be dismissed first, though. Oh, does it? Oh, well, here. I thought it doesn't show you 2 of them up there. I'm not sure what you mean. I unpinned it. What do you mean that the pin message has to be dismissed first? I did not know that. On mine, it shows 2 different things up there. Huh, interesting. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and do the hijacking of the show. Mr. Gunfox61, appreciate it again. After dropping a Hamilton in the tip jar. And this article, here we go. Now, this is from Not the Bee, the Babylon's Bee actual news site. Wait, if you pin a message after the Q&A, it hides it. Oh, well, I did not know that. It hadn't done that before. Well, now there you go. Now you can click the Q&A and you'll be there. All right. Let's see. So this is from Not the Bee, actual true news that's real, with the title, Yes, I Stabbed Her. Canadian judge releases trans dad accused of slashing children's throat 1 day after arrest. Okay, this is one of those. This is one of those that the stupidity of judges and the people who are of this ideology think, well, because they're this, I can't do what I'm supposed to do. Gee, you never would have seen it coming, right? I mean, there were no warning signs that this man was severely unstable and possibly dangerous. A Grand Prairie parent, Alice Michael Atwood, 35, was arrested and charged with aggravated assault following a February 19th incident that left his 2 children with knife wounds and requiring immediate medical aid. Well, that story's not starting out too well. Well, the titles too, I guess, would give it away. It seems this fellow, this person, this whatever, allegedly attacked at least 2 children, reportedly his own, with a knife, so bad that an 8-year-old child whose esophagus was severed in the attack faces several months on a feeding tube. Oh, this is hard. This is hard to even read. The man has reportedly confessed to having committed the violent, savage act, at least according to reported Facebook posts. The Daily Herald Tribune edited its story to exclude Atwood's name and the following message after a court ordered a publication ban. Why? A reminder that Canada does not have freedom of the press. But the internet is forever. Here's the court banned the media from reporting on this story. Atwood's social media platforms, including Discord and Facebook, have had posts mentioning the attacks since their arrest. I stabbed a hole in her shoulder, yes, but held it shut until EMS arrived. Yes, I stabbed her, but I didn't slash her like that at all. I was trying to remain optimistic given my situation. That doesn't mean I haven't been remorseful. It sucks and I apologize. I'll just take my space and do my therapy. Reads one post screenshot by another Discord user and posted again on Facebook. Now let's repeat that. Do I need to repeat? I don't want to repeat it. This is even the worst part of it. It's the main thrust of it. But then you would have never thought he was capable of it. He, she, it, whatever. The alleged child stabber appeared to be expressing remorse on several social media platforms. So admitting it that he did it on several social media platforms. Here's one. I'm sorry, I know I failed. Here's one. For obvious reasons, I'm going to sit and stay silent on locally viral rumors going around. I understand people's upset. Trust it's not as high as my own. And I'm going to answer for what I did. When I can see the picture more clearly, then I will be here to hold myself accountable as well. How about the law holding you accountable, dickhead? It's just not the right time for that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, all over posts on social media saying, yeah, I did it. But surely you say this man accused of allegedly stabbing his children in the throat and nearly killing them is safely behind bars and unable to hurt anyone else, right? Well, folks, it's Canada. So think again. Consta, is that some kind of a judge? Corey Riggs, Constable Corey Riggs, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Public Information Office confirmed that Atwood was arrested and taken before a justice of the peace. He was released until his next court date. A dude apparently tries to murder his kid. He's obviously unstable and a threat to anyone near him, and the judge just lets him walk. Maybe he told the judge he was going to focus on his mental health. Same rule applies always. Blame Canada, blame Canada. P.S. Now check out our latest video. Okay, so by a show of hands, by commenting in the chat, the regular chat, wood chipper or helicopter? This is a very unscientific poll. Choose one. There is no wrong answer. Wood chipper or helicopter? Look, the guy not being held, what are the chances he will be a transgender statistic before he ever goes to court again? Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, both. Yes. Wood chipper from within a helicopter. You just shoot it out into the sky. Oh no. Oh my gosh. That'd be interesting. Out the helicopter into the wood chipper. Yes, that would work too. Just drop him straight from the helicopter into a wood chipper. That'd be amazing. Okay. All right, let's talk about trending stuff that's actually news. That was news, but oh my gosh. Core PCE, I guess, is out today. U.S. personal consumption expenditures inflation rate for January 2025 was reported at 2.5% year over year, meeting economic forecasts. This core PCE rate, excluding food and energy, was 2.6 year over year, also aligning with expectations. So we're not above expectations like we were last month. Fourth quarter core PCE rises an annualized rate of 2.7. That's for the quarter, and 2.5%. So just a bit outside. Likely to have. Now this guy says, this is funny. U.S. core PCE likely to have accelerated significantly in January. Expect a big morning sell-off. Well, that didn't happen because we now got the numbers. And let's see. An hour before the U.S. markets open, we'll receive the most critical macro data of the week. The Fed's preferred inflation gauge, core PCE, for January, which measures consumer inflation in the United States. Estimates suggest a decline in the year-to-year figure from 2.8% to 2.6%, when it came just under that, while the month-to-month reading is expected to tick up slightly from 0.2% to 0.3%. If the data aligns with expectations or comes in lower, markets could find some relief. However, any upside surprise would likely weigh on sentiment. So that's what they were looking for. So let's get the actual numbers. 2.6%. Expectations were 2.6%. The first time PCE has declined since September 2024. Now, I wonder if the dickheads on X and influencers and whatever will read this as a sign that maybe, just maybe, well, I wonder if they're going to attribute this to Trump, or if they're going to blame, they're going to say, oh, no, that's because what Biden did at the end of the year. Because remember, it went up in January. This, what is it? Or is this December or February? I don't know. Anyway, look, Federal Reserve's, okay, that's Federal Reserve's preferred measure of inflation. The PCE index came in at 0.3% in January, twice the Federal Reserve implied target of 0.17. So this one's telling you that it's, obviously it's over the target, but it is as was expected. Meets expectations. Why the U.S. dollar may catch a bid on month-end flows. So there you go. All that news is right there for you in the links today. By the way, as you know, if you're new here or not new here or whatever, I drop all these links in the chat. You don't have to try to figure out where the hell I found this shit. Good morning, Green Badger Outdoors. How you doing? Nice to have you here. All right, next is Skype is trending. Well, Skype, the that like online face-to-face crap service, whatever. It will be shutting down on May 5th, 2025. There will be no more Skype. There is so much video chat abilities on the internet and whatever, and FaceTime and all this other stuff. Who needs Skype anymore? You got, what's the other one? The big meeting one. I can't remember what it's called. But there's all kinds of virtual meeting programs. I don't think you need Skype. Microsoft hangs up on Skype service to shut down May 5th, 2025. I don't know if there's any, I don't see any articles on it, but say goodbye to Skype. Microsoft said, well, in the immortal words of Elvis, okay, Elvis Presley, in the immortal words of Elvis, Microsoft said, Skype, fuck it. There you go. So there you go. Moving on. What else we got here? Come here. There we go. Oh, one for English is trending. Press 1 for English. You remember that? You know that press? Yeah, Zoom calls. There's Zoom. There's Microsoft even has, or no, Google has one. Google Meetings. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there. You don't need Skype anymore. Who the hell needs Skype? You want to talk to somebody, just open up a Google Meeting or Zoom or whatever. You can do a one-on-one call if you want to. You can do a one-on-one if you want to. Anyway, speaking of one, again, one for English is trending. Why? Because Donald Trump has signed an executive order making English the official language of the United States. Oh my gosh, he's he's going to be called, what's going to happen. Donald Trump. Breaking. President Trump will sign an executive order making English the official language of the United States. This is huge, according to Charlie Kirk, in an era of mass immigration, asserting that the English language as the American language is a message of national unity. So anyway, please end the one for English absurdity. If one goes live in a foreign nation, one is expected to learn that language. Yeah, I mean, I've never understood what the resistance to this is. I mean, yes, there's a lot of people who speak other languages, but why not make the official language of the United States English, since basically it is our one most common business language? It doesn't mean you can't use other languages, but and look, I'm pretty sure they'll still translate all the immigration stuff into many languages so many people can become U.S. citizens, but they require you to learn English to become a U.S. citizen. So what the hell? I don't know why I have a problem with this. So let's see. Here's the article from the New York Post. Whoops, hang on a second. There we go. There's the article from the New York Post. Trump to make English the official language of the U.S. with executive order. Washington. President Trump is expected to sign an executive order making English the official language of the U.S. for the first time in the country's 250-year history, the Post has confirmed. The mandate would mark the first time the United States has had an official language at the federal level and would negate a rule issued by President Bill Clinton that required federal agencies to have language materials for non-English speakers. Now, I don't know if it would it end that? Not why would it negate that? I mean, yes, you still... I think it doesn't hurt to have, like, especially for people who are immigrating, to be able to tell them in their own language that you got to learn English, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Anyway, the Wall Street Journal, which first reported the incoming order, reported that the text outlines a need for unity, efficiency, and civic engagement. I'm guaranteed there's some people pissed off about this one. If you really don't like corporate messages that ask to press 1 for English and 2 for Spanish, if you want to live in America, you should learn the language we speak. I wouldn't expect people in Spain or any other country to speak English to accommodate me, even though they often do. If you've ever traveled abroad, English is the international language of flying for the most part. Like all the airlines around the world, they have there's kind of an English requirement because that's to keep it universal. And, people in Europe tend to learn English anyway because it's one of the most common languages. English, what's the other? Well, English, a lot of people learn English, French, and Spanish, German. But they don't have to. Like when we were in Hungary, not everyone spoke English. A lot of them did. The tour guides did. But you go into a shop and you just had to point at things or whatever. So it all worked out. But to have an official language is not wrong. Most countries have an official language, even though many people speak other languages. So there you go. Good on Donald Trump. Long overdue. Also, now let's get into some people that are trending. And the first one is hung cow, which sounds like an oxymoron, right? I'm just saying there's not a whole lot of cows that are hung because cows ain't, But no, hung cow is going to be the new Secretary of the Navy in the United States. Now, Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social. I am pleased to announce that hung cow, I might be saying that wrong, but it's funnier to say hung cow, even if it is an oxymoron. Will be our next, hung cow will be our next United States Undersecretary of the Navy, not Secretary of the Navy, the Undersecretary. Hung cow under. Just saying. He says hung is the All right, hang on. I am pleased to announce that hung cow will be our next United States Undersecretary of the Navy. Hung is the embodiment of the American dream. As a refugee to our great nation, Hung worked tirelessly, I bet he did, to make proud the country that he gave his family a home. He went to our amazing United States Naval Academy and later returned a master's degree in physics. Hung served in combat as a special operations officer for 25 years. With Hung's experience both in combat and the Pentagon, he will get the job done. Congratulations to Hung and his wonderful family. Okay, there you go. All right, enough of that shit. Lord Stanhope, I'm glad you finally got the joke. I said hung cow is an oxymoron. So how is a cow hung? Cows are girls? Oxymoron. No, not Kung Pao, JB. Kung Hao. Hello, Mrs. Hayes, by the way. Okay, so yeah, there you go. What? Dismiss the what? Say what? Dismiss the old pin message. No, that's the Friday Q&A. I can't. If I close that, then it'll close the Friday Q&A. I got rid of the old. Oh, are you behind? I got rid of the old pin message, didn't I? Gotta have Friday Q&A up there because that's where you click to go do Friday Q&A, right? I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure how it works. Anyway, hung cow, oxymoron. There we go. And he's a combat veteran. Oh, was he also a SEAL maybe? I don't know, but he was definitely went through West Point. So anyway, congratulations to hung cow. Verizon Wireless, or Verizon, is trending. Apparently Verizon might be losing a contract. Now, there's this is interesting because apparently Verizon. Okay, here we go. Richard Blumenthal, the senator, saying, I'm demanding Secretary Duffy explain why his agency is suddenly selecting Musk's Starlink for FAA use after a contract was already signed with Verizon. This new deal reeks of corrupt, self-serving abuse of taxpayer dollars. And here's his letter to whoever he wrote this letter to the Honorable Sean Duffy. It reads, I write to request information and records regarding the Federal Aviation Administration's proposed purchase of technology from Elon Musk's Starlink to communicate aviation weather information, potentially delivering a windfall to Mr. Musk worth millions of dollars. The proposed purchase raises a number of troubling questions given Mr. Musk's deliberate disregard for even the most obvious conflicts of interest posed by his business interests and simultaneous work for the federal government. The apparent selection of Musk-owned Starlink as an FAA contractor reeks of the most corrupt, self-serving abuses that the federal procurement laws and principles are intended to prevent. The technology that supports our national airspace systems needs to be upgraded, but that must be accomplished without allowing Elon Musk to brazenly line his pockets at taxpayers' expense. Okay, that's all I'm going to read because I want to go back into this thing. Part of the reason they did this because Verizon shit didn't work. Here's under Joe Biden. Reply to Senator Blumenthal. Under Joe Biden's administration, Starlink was being used in a pilot program in 2 states. The FAA L3 Harris system keeps failing, and the Verizon system is not yet operational. The Starlink units are being provided for free as an emergency measure. Why do I know this and you do not? So, now I don't know. So apparently, let's see. And so I'm concerned by Verizon's continued focus on promoting DEI. I expect all regulated business to end individual forms of discrimination. This is somebody else who wrote. Wait, Brendan Carr. Who's Brendan Carr? Chairman of the Federal Communications Commissions. Okay. By the way, Verizon plan $70 unlimited. Verizon bill $382 to $79. Yeah, that's kind of how it is with all the damn companies like that. But lots of the regular bitch and moaners for Democrats are very up in arms over that. Here's Tristan Snell, who's one of the big liars on the internet. Breaking: Elon Musk tries to get Verizon FAA contract canceled so that he can give the $2.4 billion contract to his Starlink company. Musk literally going into the government and pocketing billions for himself. Massive conflicts of interest, 100% illegal. Wait a minute. FAA weighs canceling a Verizon contract amid Starlink tests. Because the Starlink stuff works. Now, here's Elon Musk responding to this. To be clear here, the Verizon communication system to air traffic control is breaking down very rapidly. The FAA assessment is single-digit months to catastrophic failure, putting air traveler safety at serious risk. The Starlink terminals are being sent at no cost to the taxpayer on an emergency basis to restore air traffic control connectivity. The situation is extremely dire. So Mario Knopfel, this guy, the internet wizard dude, Starlink could replace Verizon, and the swamp's panicking. The FAA is on the verge of canceling Verizon's bloated $2.4 billion contract and handing it to Starlink, a move that would bring faster, safer, and more reliable air traffic control services. And guess who's furious? The establishment, of course. They're shrieking about conflicts of interest because Trump and Elon are putting efficiency over corruption. The Verizon system, outdated and expensive. Starlink, faster, cheaper, and proven. SpaceX engineers are already fixing the FAA's mess. The real conflict of interest is how the old system still exists. The same grifters who let the U.S. infrastructure rot now cry foul when somebody actually fixes it. Elon is right. Verizon is putting air travelers at risk, and Washington just hates that they're losing control. And that's the source of that, I guess, is the Daily Beast. Anyway, how convenient. Lay off FAA personnel, put a hold on tiring controllers so accident could happen, then blame it on Verizon so Starlink could... No, they're not blaming it on... Oh, my God. They're not blaming it on Verizon. That shit was human error. So anyway, reader added context they thought people want to know. Elon Musk corrected his statement. Correction. The ancient system that is rapidly declining in capability was made L3 Harris. The new system that is not yet operational is from Horizon. So, yeah, it wasn't the Verizon system. It was the LH Harris system. Whatever. Verizon hit the contract since 2023, and planes weren't crashing until after January 20th, 2025. Oh, because this Wu-Tang account is another one of these. Pretty interesting that shit starts breaking after he got his hands on it, and now the only thing that can fix it are his products. No. Verizon's been there for a while, and their system isn't even operational because they suck. All right, there is certainly a appearance of a conflict of interest. I'll admit that, and so... but he has been providing the systems for free that started in two areas where they've been testing them under the Biden administration, and they seem to work, which is more than we can say for Verizon. All right, there we go. All right, real quick, let me do a couple super chats here. Thank you, Avocados Dabbly, sponsors the show again. Oh. Who's with a small bullet in the tip jar saying, actually... Yes, I am channeling my inner gamer, Valine. Udders do hang, so hung cow would not be an oxymoron. Technically... Okay, I'll give you that one. All right, and thank you, Gunfox61, dropping another Hamilton and an article. Oh, good God, what is this? Let's put this up into the what do you call it? The hijack area of the links today. Oh, okay. Well, here's another one from Gunfox. Let's do this one right now too. So this is from 1945. Is that a? It's a military, whatever, site. Russia wants new Tu-160 bombers. There's just one problem with that. Now let's see what this is. Russia planned to modernize and expand its Tu-160 fleet, aimed to enhance its strategic bomber force with upgraded avionics and new production models. The problem... The bomber's original design is quite old, like that of the Cold War. The Tu-160 M2 program, announced in 2015, sought to overhaul 16 existing aircraft and build 50 new ones, but progress has slowed due to sanctions and resource constraints. They're having trouble. Key point number one. Meanwhile, Russia's proposed next-generation PAC-DA stealth bomber remains unlikely due to technological and workforce limitations. Key point number two. With a shrinking aerospace industry and limited design capacity, Russia's long-range aviation strategy relies on modernizing legacy platforms rather than developing entirely new aircraft, raising doubts about its future capabilities and strategic air power. Did I say good morning to Shrapnel? Hi, Shrapnel. And also on the honorable mention list of my favorite Canadians, Special K on Acid is here. So there we go. Good morning. Good morning, guys. So here we go. In June 2015, officials in Moscow declared that Russia's fleet of Tupolev Tu-160 bombers was about to grow dramatically in both quality and size. Really? A really old design? 16 existing aircrafts would be completely overhauled and fitted with all new onboard systems. Another 50 aircraft would be constructed from the production line at Kazan Aviation Production Association plant, where the aircraft was originally built. What year was that? What year were these started? These are like Cold War era bombers. Okay, well, great. Probably shoot them out of the sky. And let's see. At least 2 of these new models would be built from partial sections and leftover components from the 1980s production line. Wow. Russian Deputy Defense Minister for Procurement Yuri Borisov told news outlets during the 2015 announcement that the product of this effort would essentially be a new aircraft. This was partially due to the proposed new onboard system, which would be several generations beyond the 1980s era's avionics suite of the original Tu-160 design. This aircraft in its upgraded configuration, as well as any new build types, would both be designated the Tu-160M2, he said, and that according to our plans, this would most likely happen sometime after 2023. The first new build aircraft that were not assembled from any off-the-shelf components took flight in January 2022, roughly 6 weeks before Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Work has since slowed, though, due to the need for resources to be put into other aviation-related programs and to sanctions that have barred the import of foreign electronic components used to configure the onboard system. Now, I wonder who made these foreign onboard components. Were they from China?
China is asshole.
North Korea, not confident. The United States, probably not. Interesting. I wonder where they're from. Let's see. But why would Russia make a major effort to upgrade this platform, and why would it want dozens more of these planes? It would seem to make a little sense considering the drive to manufacture next-generation flying wing-type bomber design, PAC-DA, would be the backbone of Russia's long-range aviation force. Well, there's 2 reasons. First, while Russia touts the PAC-DA as equal to the US B-1 Raider, the odds it will be built are low. Kind of like hung cow. The technologies and production disciplines required for this program are seen by many as too far off in the future for the PAC-DA to move forward. Original planning called for this aircraft to be assembled on the same production line as the Tu-160M2, which is a near impossibility. Second, there are too few experienced personnel in Russia for these 2 aircraft to be manufactured at the same time. When plans for the Tu-160M2 were announced, the Chief of Staff of the Russian Air Force, Colonel General, that's a weird designation, Colonel General Viktor Bondarev said the programs would have no negative impact on each other, except you can't build them at the same time in the same facility because they're different. They're really different. But as senior engineer in the U.S. defense industry told me at the time, it begs credibility to believe that 2 very different types of aircraft, one a stealthy blended wing body and another a traditional airframe design with variable sweep wing, could be built on top of one another without adversely affecting both. Further, the Russian defense sector workforce is only a small fraction of its former Soviet-era size, reducing its ability to engage in any serious aircraft design and production. Many personnel have retired and have not been replaced, and there have been deep reductions in the Russian defense sector itself. The workforce at most of the critical design bureaus is estimated as less than 10% of the sector's apex as in the 80s. One longtime Russian analyst of the aerospace and defense sector told 1945 that the numbers of people within what remains of the aircraft R&D sector are not only enough to conduct upgrade or modification programs, there is no way that these small number of people can design or build something new, even if all of them are flippin' geniuses. So, in other words, this shit ain't about to fly. Just saying, no pun intended, but it happened anyway. So there you go. Russia ain't going to be building any new quality bombers anytime soon. Moving on. Let's see. We did Hunkow. We did Verizon. How about... so that there's a chip factory that's supposed to be going online in Ohio. I think it has... This is part of the... what what do they call it? The infrastructure bill, and they had the CHIPS Act and all that shit. Wait, buff forever. Wait, buff what? Are we buffering? Are we good? Is the show going right? I get nervous when I see stuff like that. Why is this so far off? Holy shit. Okay, no, we're good. Okay, never mind. If Russia's having trouble building new planes, isn't that a good thing? Abso-fucking-lutely, AD. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. All right. So anyway, let's get back to this chip factory thing. So apparently Intel has announced significant delays in the construction of its $28 billion with a B dollar computer chip manufacturing facilities in Licking County, Ohio. Wait. In Licking County, Ohio. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, B-52. Oh, I got you. Licking County, Ohio. Licking County, Ohio. Well, okay, before I even go back into this, I'll bet you in Licking County, Ohio, they can tell you exactly how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. You think? Okay. Originally set to open in 2025, the first factory's completion is now projected for 2030 or 31, with operations starting the same period. So it's going to get through 3 presidents before they get this factory up. The second factory will be completed in 2031 with operations beginning in 2032. These delays are due to funding issues related to the CHIPS Act and current business conditions. Now, they can't blame this on Donald Trump. I thought this shit was already in place. So breaking, Intel's massive computer chip factory, originally scheduled to open this year, has been delayed again. I'll put the article in there. I don't need to go through it again. That summary is pretty good. Also, as you may know, the U.S. House has passed its budget bill. I'm not happy with it, not because of what they're cutting or taxes or whatever, just because they don't seem to be trying to eliminate the deficit, which, that's why we have Doge. Hello, Godzilla, by the way. Nice to have you here. Godzilla, 2K26. And Select Boys in the house.
Yeah, boy.
U.S. House passes budget targeting Medicaid changes. The U.S. House of Representatives has passed a budget resolution under Speaker Mike Johnson that proposes significant changes to Medicaid, aiming to increase efficiency and enforcing work requirements. I remember we've done this before. Didn't they do that during the Clinton administration where you had to welfare for work or Medicaid for work? You had to have some work requirements for people who are able-bodied. Yeah. Anyway, the resolution focuses on identifying and encouraging able-bodied adults without dependents, specifically mentioning 29-year-old males in their mom's basements, to seek employment instead of relying on Medicaid. Critics argue that despite claims of no direct cuts, these changes could lead to substantial reductions in Medicaid funding over time, potentially affecting vulnerable populations, including children, the elderly, and disabled individuals. You know what? They always break that shit out. Oh, they've come up with emotional arguments based on the children and the elderly and the disabled. Look, they're not proposing cutting aid for the children or disabled or the elderly. They're proposing cutting some aid for the people who are able-bodied, who could go to their ass to work. I remember I saw this before because I think it was like ages 18 to 54 if you're able-bodied. Because if you're disabled or you're elderly or you're a child, you don't have to go to work to get your Medicaid. So anyway, critics argue that despite claims of no cuts, blah, 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 supporters maintain that the policy seeks to eliminate waste and ensure that Medicaid serves those truly in need, pointing to public support for work requirements. So Jessica Tarloff, the lone liberal on the 5 on Fox, has some words about this. Let's see what she has to say. There we go, full screen. There we go. Let's see what Jessica Tarloff says.
I think is a positive sign for Democrats, though, is there seems to be a bit of coalescing around a message that is resonating. So Hakeem Jeffries gave a
Hakeem Jeffries
today. He had a
Hakeem Jeffries has the charisma of a turnip. But anyway.
Two signs, and one of them says Elon Musk is making $8 million a day in government contracts.
Okay.
The average Medicaid recipient gets $65 a day.
Okay.
And we know in the new spending bill that Speaker Johnson
Are they talking
put
about
forward
everyone
that
in
narrowly
Medicaid?
passed the House that you're gonna. Why are you? This actually
you said
matters
this was
to
this
you.
great new message, and I got bored.
Here, you get bored the second I open my mouth. No, but it does matter to say that somebody who is running the government in a serious capacity is and supposed to be rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse is making $8 million a day, and they want to.
Hey, guess what, Jessica? One, he doesn't make $8 million a day because he doesn't really pay himself. Two, he provides value to whatever, everything he does, everything he sells is a service or product that they pay for. They're just not giving him money to give him money. He is earning his money with however the fucking businesses he has, right? That's different. That's different. And in fact, with the stars, what the fuck's his space company called? SpaceX. With SpaceX, he's saving the United States billions and billions of dollars on shit that NASA can't do for the what he charges them. NASA can't do it. He does it much more efficiently and for a much less lower cost. What, Gunfox? What am I? You're trying to get $60 billion for your project? Well, good luck, man. Is that real? $60 billion? Damn. Anyway, he provides value and saves the government money. So you cannot compare what one person does to what other people do if they are completely unrelated. The 29-year-old guy who's able-bodied in mom's basement using Medicare funds or Medicaid funds should probably take his ass to work. Just take whatever.
To cut your Medicaid. And you know how serious the threat is because Josh Hawley, of all people, is saying that he will not allow that spending bill to go through the Senate. He says 21% of the people who live in his state are on Medicaid.
All right, Greg.
Okay.
I
think is a
okay, so
positive.
that's Jessica's opinion. Okay, which look, I don't want them to, people who need these things. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I guess we can't have people dying or sick or whatever, but I got to tell you, if you're just living on the dole and you're not a child or a elderly or whatever the list they want to make you have a tear-jerking moment about, I don't have a problem making you have to work. Sorry, can't whatever. So here we go. Taxing income of single men, often entry-level jobs who can't afford their own families in order to subsidize irresponsible single moms and other men's children is slavery by any definition. And this is the declaration of gynocratic slavery from a conservative. Okay, that's an interesting way to put it. Here's what Mike Johnson posted when he was talking on This Is CNN. Okay, I see. I was like, where'd that go?
I challenge you or anybody on your staff, do a word search for Medicaid on the resolution that we passed last night. You will not find it. That is not part of this equation, okay? We're talking about finding efficiencies in every program, but not cutting benefits for people who rightly deserve that. Work requirements for Medicaid. That is something that is public opinion polls almost 90%. You don't want able-bodied workers on a program that is in...
And by the way, he didn't say just able-bodied male workers. He said able-bodied workers. It's not just males in mom's basement. There's some females that live in mom's basement too.
Intended, for example, for single mothers with 2 small children who's just trying to make it. That's what Medicaid is for, not for 29-year-old males sitting on their couches playing video games. We're going to find those guys and we're going to send them back to work.
Okay, he did say that.
That's what everybody supports.
What I mean.
That's what the Republicans are for. And by the way, we find dignity in our work. That's going to be good for everybody.
Okay, so that's how Mike Johnson bills it. All right. 29-year-old men should work so they can be taxed to pay for irresponsible single moms. So some of the boys are a little upset about Mike Johnson's work. Now here's Jeffries, the man with the charisma of a turnip, giving his 2 cents.
Thank is the proof that Medicaid will be gutted by it, if there is any?
Republicans are lying to the American people.
Oh, he's so charismatic.
About Medicaid. The Republican budget authorizes up to $880 billion in cuts to Medicaid by directing the Energy and Commerce Committee to find those spending cuts. Everybody knows who has had any connection to the congressional budget that if you are directing the Energy and Commerce Committee to find up to $880 billion, if not more, in spending cuts, that means Medicaid. That will hurt children, hurt families, hurt
what?
Everyday Americans with disabilities.
Holy shit, is he boring?
I can't say it any other way. Republicans are lying. Prove me wrong. There's nothing more.
I can't. It's like what? It's like I do a lot of painting. I get paint stuff, and he's like waiting for the paint to dry. Anyway, so that's Jeffrey's opinion. And then let's see. Unsurprisingly, the left continues to lie and say Trump is cutting resources like Medicaid and Medicare. What the proposed budget will do is ensure care for those who are eligible, and those who aren't won't receive benefits, as it should be. Well, that's what Riley Gaines says. Let's see. And here's Donald Trump on this same subject. Click.
The spending bill that passed last night aims to cut $2 trillion.
Right.
Can you guarantee that Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security will not be touched?
Yeah.
For people who need it?
Said it so
oh,
many
wait. What was missing in that question? For people who need it.
That question. Okay. This will not be read my lips. It won't be read my lips anymore. We're not going to touch it. Now, we are going to look for fraud. I'm sure you're okay with that, like people that shouldn't be on, people that are illegal aliens and others, criminals in many cases, and that's with Social Security. We have a lot of people. You see that immediately when you see people that are 200 years old that are being sent checks.
Now, there's a dispute on that. We know that there's a dispute on that particular thing. And so that the big news that everyone will come out, Donald Trump is lying about the 200-year-old people. But the point is, they're going to try to, they need to cut waste and fraud in every department of the United States government, period. And that includes defense, that includes everything. I'm sure that audit of the Pentagon that they're going to try to do again. You know, that first audit that they failed was under Donald Trump, I think. They haven't passed an audit seven times in a row. So we need to go near where the money's going. There's a lot of bullshit that's going on. We're spending a lot of money on a lot of bullshit, and they're trying to find it and weed it out. So there you go.
Social Security. Some of them are actually being sent checks. So we're tracing that down, and I have a feeling that Pam is going to do a very good job with that. But you have a lot of fraud. But no, I'm not. We're not doing anything on this.
All right, so there's three different people talking about it, and the conservative case for taking money away from a core constituency of young men who vote for us and giving to single moms on welfare will vote against us beyond parity. So there's a man who upset. Oh, Elizabeth Warren chimed in. Understand this. By trying to cut Medicaid, and the House GOP is targeting seniors in nursing homes, kids with disabilities, and low-income workers who can't get health coverage from their jobs. Stop with the emotional bullshit. It's always, what about the children? What about the children? God, these people drive me up the fucking wall. All right, moving on. NOAA. Now, this is interesting because a lot of stuff's been coming about the NOAA. What's anyway the what the hell is? I never remember what NOAA stands for. It's the National Oceanic something whatever. They're the weather people. Okay, the weather people. I'll just call them the weather people. So apparently, people have been looking at some of the NOAA data. By the way, they're going to lay off about 600 people from the NOAA. Okay. About around 600 workers laid off by NOAA, including workers from the National Weather Service and National Hurricane Center. Oh, gosh, we're all going to die from hurricanes. Someone said, I never thought I'd be in this position, but I was unexpectedly terminated from the job at the National Weather Service as a National Weather Service meteorologist. This isn't just about me. This impacts the future of weather forecasting. So someone had been pulling up data from the NOAA. For example, this one said, I just downloaded the latest version of the NOAA USHCN data. Here's an animation showing how they create a warming trend by altering the data. Remember, they've been adjusting the data. Remember, they decided at one point, I wish I could find the date of this, but they decided that they were going to go back and adjust all the temperature data dating back to 1900. And based on estimates of what the warming trends probably were, rather than just using the data that they had. So they create warming data in order to create their fake warming trend, NOAA cools historical temperatures as much as 1.65 degrees and warms recent temperatures by as much as 0.97 degrees. This is not science, rather a well-financed propaganda campaign to mislead the public. So, and it right here, the people in Nebraska know the Dust Bowl years were much warmer than today, even though NOAA still tries to alter that history. So this is an example of the data they altered over time to make it look like, to bolster their idea of the warming issue. Although, look, and there's so much data about this. If you go back 100,000 years, we're in a historically low temperature period over a very long stretch of time here. And again, one of my favorite phrases, global warming ever since the Ice Age, because, we're, like I said, we're in this unusually low temperature period as far as going back millennia, right? But anyway, so apparently 600 people are going to be, 600 people are being let go from the NOAA, including from the National Weather Service. Someone is going to severe, and then, so here's Al Roker, of course, he's going to chime in. Going into severe weather and hurricane season, this cannot be good. The Commerce Department has laid off hundreds of NOAA employees, many with specialized skills who work at one of the world's top climate science and weather forecasting agencies. Why it matters? The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is responsible for providing weather watches and warnings, monitoring and studying Earth's climate, as well as operating weather satellites and protecting marine life. The layoffs of probationary employees that began Thursday hit soon after the cuts at the behest of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency occurred at other climate and environmental agencies. The big picture, NOAA's mission requires staff to work around the clock to monitor dangerous weather, earthquakes, and that could cause tsunamis and other hazards. In recent weeks, NOAA's National Weather Service has issued warnings for deadly flooding in Kentucky, heavy snow, frigid temperatures, and other hazards across the country. So they've done their job predicting the weather and stuff. While NOAA had pushed for public safety exemptions from the layoffs, for National Weather Service meteorologists, not all were granted. A congressional aide reported hearing that some at the National Weather Service were spared, but not many. How many? I'm confused. How many you need? And then he continues, folks. The NOAA and National Weather Service is more than just forecasts. It's fire weather. It's severe weather outlooks. It's climate. It's informational. Our information that our farmers use day in and day out, making us the breadbasket of breadbasket of the world. This agency monitors our oceans, our fisheries, health. It touches our lives in ways that you cannot even imagine. Everyone wants efficiency. No, all of us should want the NOAA and National Weather Service that cannot fulfill its mission. None of us, he meant to say. That makes us safer and protects us from what nature throws at us and help us be better stewards of the environment. Someone here says, not to worry. It looks like a good bit of efficiency will be restored once all, oh my God, he had to go into DEI. DEI-related content and personnel is rooted out and dealt with, but all radar, satellite, weather maps, and forecasting hurricanes will be unaffected. It's going to be all right. Again, 12,000 NOAA employees, and they're getting rid of 600, mostly provisional hires. And I'm pretty sure that technology upgrades could probably make it necessary for less people. I know it sucks because technology is going to cause a lot of different career paths to change. But again, sob stories. Well, this could be a disaster because 600 people out of 12,000 have been let go. How? How many of those people are just hired to have extra bodies? How many are actually necessary? How much could technology help make their jobs more efficient for the 600, losing 600 of the probationary employees off the table? I don't know. I don't know. All right. Now, the outrage of the day is obviously this Epstein nonsense. The big reveal that was supposed to come yesterday. The big reveal of the Epstein files were supposed to be put out yesterday. Pam Bondi, mentioned on Fox News they were going to be doing the document dump, and it turned out to be a dump, all right, but not of documents, but a pile of shit. Stuff that has already been out there, and everyone's bitching about it and complaining about it. And I didn't want to talk a whole lot about it, even though I put it in the thumbnail that they gave these stupid binders to some of these influencers. Okay? But here's the topic. Attorney General Pam Bondi. Now, this is after this debacle yesterday. The Attorney General Pam Bondi accused the FBI, specifically the New York field office, of withholding thousands of pages of Jeffrey Epstein-related documents, which begs the question: how did you know that? How did you not know that before you did the little binder shit yesterday? How did you not know that already? And I'm not necessarily accusing Pam Bondi of something, but I think she wanted to drop more stuff out there, and somebody in powerful places said, "Hold up." That is what I'm feeling like. Just saying, "Hold up. No, not yet." Because we might have some of our own intelligent people involved in this. This is my guess. That would be my guess. If he had tapes of people doing stuff, the dirty deeds, on Epstein Island and in New Mexico and in his place over in France or whatever, if he had video and I think it was a giant honeypot operation. They may have gotten some people that they don't want to be seen on those tapes, is my guess. But Bondi has publicly demanded the release of the files, which include flight logs, contact lists, and other evidence. The FBI is currently under scrutiny for transparency issues regarding the Epstein case, with Director Kash Patel promising a new era of accountability at the Bureau. Despite some documents being released, they have not met public expectations at all for explosive new information. So everyone's talking about this. Everyone on the right and left, everyone's just lambasting them. Matt Walsh, maybe I'll be proven wrong, but at this point it seems clear that there is no Epstein list. I'm beginning to feel that myself. Maybe, but I've got another theory too. He says there was at one point, but it no longer exists. The most incriminating stuff was destroyed a long time ago. That could be. And here's the other possibility, another possibility. Because look, let me just do a little aside here. This shit does make me mad. And I put it, this is basically from the description of the video, and I've posted this at X a couple times. So regarding this whole debacle, I'm pissed off that the list was not released as billed. The documents, the evidence, whatever, everything they're doing, okay? But what really pisses me off more is that not a single home has been raided of the people who are supposedly on the list. They have evidence. They have video. They took all this stuff from the island. Not a single one of those people's homes has been raided after the FBI made, over the last 4 years, made a big show of raiding people's homes, people who probably would have just cooperated. Remember, they sent people in with guns to Roger Stone's home. They did it to the January 6ers. They did it to a person praying in front of an abortion clinic. They send them guns pointed at their children. They raided Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago, going through Melania Trump's underwear drawer. They raided all these homes over the last 4 years, and not a single person on that Epstein list, which we don't know specifically, we know a lot of the names, has been raided, or not one single person has been, arrested. Not a single one. And I don't care about the fucking list. I don't care about the list. And my point is, I am not Charlie Brown. Lucy can shove that football right up her ass because I'm not going to go for it again. I'll forgive Pam Bondi when I start seeing perp walks and homes raided of people who committed deeds on that list. Because if you disseminate all this information that supposedly the FBI gathered, how are you going to prosecute those people when you destroy them in the court of public opinion? So I get that part. So either today, she said by 8 o'clock this morning, she wanted every bit of those files on her desk from New York, from the Southern District of New York. She wanted all that shit on her desk by 8 o'clock this morning. Guess what? You either put it out there, which might prejudice the cases you have against some of the people in those videos that Jeffrey Epstein took, or you start prosecuting people. I would rather the latter. Personally, I don't give a shit about seeing the list. I want to see them in court for abusing underage kids, underage, minors, whatever. I want to see Bill Clinton perp walked. I want to see Bill Gates perp walked. I want to see Alan Dershowitz perp walked. And if they're Republicans, them too. If this was a giant honeypot operation that was facilitated by some foreign governments, because now that's the rumor going around. It could be Israel, China, whatever, whoever. I don't give a shit who it is. And even if it's Donald Trump and fucking self, if they have evidence, some people need to be fucking going to jail. Period. But my guess is, because remember, Prince Andrew was caught up in this, because wasn't Prince Andrew, he was a part of selling weapons, English weapons or whatever. That was like his job in England until they caught his ass. There's got to be, is Jeffrey Epstein a CIA operation? Why has this been buried ever since Jeffrey Epstein was buried after he killed himself? Or Ghislaine Maxwell's, I don't even know if that's to say the right way to say her name, but I love calling her Ghislaine. Or after Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, it shouldn't just be them. Anyone involved in that shit should be sitting next to Diddy right now. I don't care if they're the mastermind or not. So, they made the big show of all these other raids on people's homes and shit. Why haven't any of these motherfuckers been raided? No idea. So anyway, regarding the stupid presentation of putting people in binders and these idiots up, the idiots up here who played along with this shit, people are taking them to task. Good morning. This is Emerald Robinson. Good morning. AG Pam Bondi is already 12 minutes late telling the American people whether the Southern District of New York brought all the files to her desk this morning. Joey Manorino, I'm not a fan, but still, the deadline for the FBI to present Pam Bondi the Epstein files passed about an hour ago. These are all people talking about this not happening. Liz Wheeler, Cenk Uygur, no one in the right mind thinks Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. Hey, even Cenk knows that. So what is the only force on earth that is powerful enough to kill someone inside a U.S. prison and get away with it? And powerful enough to make sure neither party ever says anything about it? Oh, he's going to blame the Jews. I got it. But there's a lot of people blaming the Jews too. But I don't know. Mossad, they have their foibles that they do. And we know that every once in a while they do some crazy shit. So do a lot of other foreign governments. Well, so do us. We mess with people's elections all the time. And Eric Doherty, this was 4 hours ago. It's February 28, 2025, and in 1 hour at 8 a.m., the FBI is due for handing over all documents related to Jeffrey Epstein to AG Pam Bondi. Did that happen? I don't even know. In fact, let's see. Let's just check the latest on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, see if anyone happens to mention the what's going on at the FBI. Let's just scroll down the regular old Twitter feed here. Oh, wow. Walter Hudson. That's bad. Walter Hudson is a legislator in Minnesota. He's great, actually. I woke up today to learn that my family has been doxxed. My home has been targeted. My wife's personal information has been exposed, and she's been specifically targeted. Law enforcement has been informed. Utterly reprehensible. I think if they think this will silence me, no. Walter Hudson, he's a great follow. Let's see. We got the English order. Hotep Jesus, when the most transparent administration in history trusts me to be a part of their propaganda influencer program. It's Jordan holding one of those stupid binders. Also a good follow is Data Republican. She's the person who has been putting all these connections together, like all these different aid organizations, whatever, and which like senator or Congress people are also might be getting money from that shit. Oh my gosh, Joe Walsh, 54 minutes ago. Did you hear about this economic boycott? That they're going to have a one-day boycott of everything economic in the United States. All these people are going to say, I'm not buying anything on Friday. I'm not going to order anything on Amazon. I'm not going to get Uber Eats. I'm not going to spend any money on Friday, today, the 28th, the economic boycott, which everyone stocked up for yesterday and will be picking up things they forgot on Saturday. Stupid shit. Joe Walsh, in solidarity with the economic protest, I will be posting no further content on this platform today. Ah, yes! Good, you fight. What for once? You'll shut the fuck up. In fact, let me reply to that. Let's see. We'll do it a quote tweet. Oh my gosh. He's. Here, let's put this in caps. Finally, going to shut. I'll put the hell up. The hell up. Oh my gosh. It's so stupid. Nobody's, apparently there's I don't see any news on the, I'm scrolling through. I don't see anything on the. Here we go. Oh, I'm releasing the Epstein files, be honest. I'm releasing some of the Epstein files, be honest. I handed out some binders to a bunch of influencers. Thank you. Okay, I don't see anyone saying that she. Here, let's go on. Let's look it up. Epstein. Epstein List. Epstein files. Let's do this. All right, and now here's the top one right now. Oh, this is how America wanted the Epstein files released. Just drop them everywhere. Here, let's go to the latest. Let's go to the latest under here on X. And your department won't share the Epstein files. Can we get a statement? So much for transparency. Oh, this is somebody, Dan Bongino. Today is February 28th, and Donald Trump is the president of the United States. Yes, we know that, Dan. Thank you. Let's see. As much as I care about my health and others, that's good. However, what happened yesterday? Everything yesterday was a dog and pony show regarding the release. True, of the Epstein files. We've known this for over 10 years. You're losing a lot of credibility. Lies and deceit. Well, because Representative Luna's pissed off about this too. 5 seconds ago. Oh! Epstein files. Full list of names in disgraced financiers' contact book released by Pam Bondi. Well, we already had that. Attorney General released more than 100 pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, though much of the information was already publicly available. We already know that. We don't need to hear that again. Why did that do that? Why did it stay in here? Oh, here we go. Overnight. Okay, there's bitching about Elon Musk. This one says, I also got a copy of the Epstein files. I just didn't get it in front of the camera waving a binder around. I will have all my findings soon. Okay, so no, we don't have any update on this. Oh, let's see. Here's, and by the way, here was how she described the files Thursday.
This will make you sick. 200 victims. 200. So we have, well, over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims.
This was Thursday.
Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released.
Okay. So she did not lie. Some Epstein information was released. Let's see what the rest of what she said here.
You're going to see, hopefully tomorrow,
hopefully,
a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information.
Okay.
That, it's pretty sick what that man did, along with his co-defendant.
Okay. Here's what it is. Okay, the reason Bondi can't release the unredacted Epstein list is that it's full of Republicans, including Donald Trump, was accused of raping a 13-year-old. Is that what it is? Interesting. Well, and if it is, okay, if that's true and that happened, I don't care who's on that list. They can all get a perp walk, but obviously the president can't. Anna Polina, amount of people hurt by Epstein is not a joke. Whoever posted this is going to get fired. Disgusting behavior. What did they post? Oh, it's unavailable, whatever it was. Oh, the stupid Rickroll thing. That was fucking dumb. All right, so there's no real new news on that. Here's some other things I had in here, though. Pam Bondi was trending this morning a little bit. Someone who says, I'm not going to call Pam Bondi for... I'm not going to call for Pam Bondi's resignation quite yet. I will say this, though. If she doesn't have a SWAT team at the New York FBI building at 8:01 a.m. tomorrow morning to seize everything they possess, she might as well resign. The trust will be lost. Yeah, so what they're blaming the FBI field office in the Southern District of New York. And here's her letter from, that's from Project Veritas. Here's this. Dear Director Patel, she sent a letter to Kash Patel. Before you came into office, I requested full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. In response to this request, I received approximately 200 pages of documents, which consisted primarily of flight logs, Epstein's list of contacts, and a list of victims' names and phone numbers. Well, then obviously you didn't get everything because they collected all kinds of shit from the island, from New Mexico, from his New York apartment, from wherever they got it. 200 pages was not going to cover it all. So those little binders of 200 pages, that ain't it. That's just the basic stuff. Late yesterday, I learned from a source that the FBI field office of New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and indictment of Epstein. Despite my repeated requests, the FBI never disclosed the evidence of existence of these files. When you and I spoke yesterday, you were just as surprised as I was to learn this new information. Now that's interesting that she wrote that in the letter. This is a letter for public, not for Kash Patel. By 8 a.m. tomorrow, February 28th, the FBI will deliver full and complete Epstein files to my office, including all records, documents, audio, and video recordings, and materials related to Jeffrey Epstein and his clients, regardless of how much such information was obtained. There will be no withholding or limitations to my or your access. The Department of Justice will ensure that any public disclosure of these files will be done in a manner to protect the privacy of victims and in accordance with the law, as I have done my entire career as a prosecutor. I am also directing you to conduct an immediate investigation into why my order to the FBI was not followed. You will deliver to me a comprehensive report of your findings and proposed personnel action, as in firings, within 14 days. I appreciate your immediate attention to this important notice. So she wrote that for the public, not for Kash Patel, obviously. But still, I want to see some heads rolling. All right, there's some other articles and stuff. Inside, here's one of the great ones, though. Inside Pam Bondi's influencer clusterfuck over the Epstein files at the White House today. And lots of people, there's that's in National Pulse, Daily Wire. All the state Democratic attorney generals are meeting daily to undermine Trump. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi has already predicted that their efforts will end in failure. In legal insurrection, Supreme Court appears ready to give a reverse discrimination claims a big boost and DEI a big blow. Just as hostile to the claim that majority plaintiffs have extra burden of proof, Justice Samuel Alito at oral arguments raised the point EPP made in its amicus brief that discrimination against majority parties was no longer rare. Interesting and true in some cases. Tim Walz claims America was stolen by fascists and Nazis. Oh, God. You need a here. Let's do a what you call it? Archive account of that one, because that's the paywall one. I am not a robot. Fuck off. Oh, God. What is asked for? Bridges. There's a bridge. Is that a bridge? That's not a bridge. There's a bridge. There's a bridge. I hate these stupid shit things. All right, there you go. I'm not a robot. Oh, that's not even archived yet. That's a very new article. Also, and then we have in the Daily Wire, Pam Bondi says the FBI lied to her about turning over all of the Epstein files. So that is obviously a developing story, but ladies and gentlemen, oh my gosh, I'm really behind. Friday Q&A, it's going to be quick. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Friday Q and A. This is going to have to go quickly because I didn't realize I wasn't keeping track of the time. So let's go with Friday Q&A. First question, Avocados Diabli. Can penguins really not fly, or are they just not trying hard enough? They're tired little bitches, and they can fly out of the water, but yeah, their wings don't fucking work. So fuck penguins. Avocados Diabli, do you think Vikings ever got together and captured a few narwhal, then launched them out of a catapult into the world's greatest game of as the world's greatest game of lawn darts ever? Well, speaking of that, I think that may be a possibility, because when I went to the Runestone Museum up in Alexandria, Minnesota, they had some tablets that they was writing on, and there was something about narwhals on there. I got to think it was about that very exact game. Roasted Opinion, would you join me in welcoming our grandson to the world? 8 pounds, 9.4 ounces, 20 inches, and both he and his mama are doing fine. Hell yeah! Congratulations, Roasted Opinion, on your new grandson. That is awesome. Avocados Diabli, have you ever woken up lying in an alley in D.C. wearing a clown suit covered in canned tuna and carrying a binder of redacted information? No comment. Avocados Diabli, in your opinion, what is the greatest piece of childhood playground equipment ever made? Oh my God, it's those, the merry-go-round things that you spin? What's funny, never mind. They are dangerous as hell, but whatever those things are called. JB asks, do you have any up dog? Do you have any up dog? I don't, what is, okay, do you have any up dog? Oh, I got it. What's up, dog? Ah, yeah, that was a good one. Avocados Diablo, what's the maximum velocity you can launch a ringtail lemur from a cannon without it just instantly becoming spray of blood and guts? Yeah, you got to use one of those like circus cannons, and then you'll be just fine. Lord Stand-Up, when you start having unbearable, inexorable, and unexplainable penis pain, is it time to cancel your subscription to Life? Lie down and never get up again. Yeah. Avocados Diablo asks, have you ever met a piece of technology that works the way it is supposed to for you? My phone's just fine. I've never had a problem with my phone. I got this phone here. It works great. Avocados Diablo, what is the best song Nile Rodgers has written? Oh, you got to go with Freak Out, because that is the quintessential Niles Rodgers tune, where you got that Niles Rodgers guitar riff that he used in every song that he ever played on. JB asks, were you ever in a punk rock band? Technically, no. But when I was in high school, we had this thing called Roadshow. It was kind of a variety show at the high school. And me and three other guys, it was just a bari sax, a tenor sax, and a trumpet, and a guy with a cowbell. There was four of us, actually. And we did kind of the Devo version of Coal Mine. And it became a transitional act. We got to do it 3 times on stage, and we'd walk across the stage while they were fixing the stuff backstage, and we would play Coal Mine on the bari sax, tenor sax, and trumpet and cowbell. So that is the closest I was ever being into a punk band. But we were we had these clear rain slick suits, and we all had swimming goggles on, and it was very funny because the guy in the cowbell danced really weird. Avocados Diablo, if you had the power to turn into a corn dog, how would you use that to take over the world? Well, look, I would do that. I don't know if it would take over the world, but I could take over the Minnesota State Fair, because that's the greatest corn dogs ever. I don't have an answer to that. Lord Stand-Up, in your opinion, what is the most amusing STD to have someone else catch? Anal warts. Lord Stand-Up, if you could spread STDs by giving people the stink eye, would you? And what STD would you spread? Anal warts. Avocados Diablo, where is the strangest place you have found a retard? I probably shouldn't tell that story. Lord Stand-Up, if you could spread... Okay, already that one. Lord Stand-Up, is frosting the only real difference between a cupcake and a muffin? No, because muffins do not have to be sweet. There are corn muffins, there's bran muffins, there's all kinds of muffins, so no. And in fact, you cannot turn a muffin into a cupcake, because a cupcake is cake and a muffin is dense. Look, Ms. Wildwolf, do you know the first 10 amendments of our do you know the first 10 amendments of our constitutional right? Yeah, sure. The Bill of Rights. Do I know them all like off the top of my head though? I always get the 4th, 6th, and 7th amendments screwed up. I don't get them right, but I know most of the rest. But yeah, they're the Bill of Rights. I just look. My phone, which is the piece of technology that I don't have any problems with, I can look it up very quickly. Avocados Diablo, women in a sundress or women in a ratty baggy t-shirt and boxers? I'm a sundress guy. There you go. Lord Stand-Up, what's the best place outside the home to have diarrhea? Near a public restroom. Avocados Diablo, now that sex chats at the NSA have been shut down and people are fired, where can I go for inspiration on questions now? The cell next to Diddy. Lord Stand-Up, when Justin Castro perishes and they perform his autopsy, what types of wildlife will they find in his colon? Bluebirds and rabbits. I don't know why. Avocados Diablo, do I want wonton soup or spicy beef ramen for dinner tonight? Oh, go for the beef ramen. Lord Stanhope, do you appreciate the irony of Zoom being 100% in office? No, is it now? I didn't know that. because they don't have Skype anymore? Yeah, that is some irony. Avocados Diablo, if one were going to spontaneously combust, where would be the best place to do it? Well, it depends. If you want it for entertainment purposes or just, the safest place. For the safest place, probably on a deserted island, because then no one would get messy. But the most entertaining place for it to be would be on an airplane. Gunfox, Marty, did you hear that USAID was buying goats for a brothel in a nation in the Middle East? No, I didn't. And that's not sexy at all. So turn this fucking music off. JB asked, if you were Asian, what would your Asian name be? Well, I thought that Hung Cow is pretty good, but it would be more like Hung Low. JB, what gets wetter as it dries? What gets wetter as it dries? That's a trick question. And I don't know what the answer. Somebody answer that in the regular chat. Lord Stand-Up, what's the funniest groin injury you've witnessed or caused? I think the guys who do like parkour and they try to jump onto a railing and they slip and boo, damn. Oh, a towel. Yes, there you go. What gets wetter as it dries? A towel. Perfect, Avocados Diablo. Okay, I got to do this a lot faster because there's a lot of questions left. Okay. Oh, I lost it because I scrolled. Okay. Oh, Lord Stand-Up, where's the most enjoyable place where you have projectile vomited? There's no such thing. I mean, the most enjoyable place? I don't know. That's gross. I don't know. In the bathroom, in the toilet, because then you don't make a mess. Avocados Diablo, how is it a problem if that Russia is making shitty planes? That seems to be a good thing. Okay. Yes. Lord Stand-Up, what's the best section of the department store to take an emergency dump without using the bathroom? Oh my. In a department store? It depends. If you mean like a Home Depot department store, because they're kind of like department stores. They just have the departments all have home stuff. Probably in the toilet section of the toilets that are not connected. That would be kind of funny. But in a regular department store, shoes. Just drop one in a shoe and put it back in the rack. See if anyone notices. Lord Stand-Up, are we ruled by geniuses or unfettered idiots? Evil geniuses are unfettered idiots. It's funny because they always, one day Trump is stupid and the next day he's a evil mastermind. I never can tell. I have no idea. Lord Stand-Up, what's for dinner? We're making a dish called suya tonight, which is thin sliced sirloin, and it has this hot spicy peanut sauce. It's a Nigerian type of dish, and I'm going to make some of that tonight. I already know that because my wife already mixed up the peanut spice. Avocados Diablo, the other day I was driving down a state highway in the middle of a 5-mile stretch, empty road, and on the side of the road was a man doing squat thrusts in nothing but a Speedo. Have you seen an otter? No, but I've seen otters, and they're really interesting little creatures. Lord Stand-Up, how bad must dinner be before one considers divorce? Well, you can get over a bad dinner. Look, I've been married 31 years, 32 years. 32 years. I can't even remember. And we've had some bad dinners, but it wasn't either of our fault. Sometimes shit just happens. Select a boy. How many of the folks that complain about tariffs know what tariffs even do? I would say 30% know, and another 40% hear from people who sort of know. Lord Stand-Up, what's your favorite incontinence story? I don't. Oh, stop. What's with all these bodily function things? None at all. Although I did, it's the ones that are funny is when here's my poem, and you probably have heard it before. Here I sit all broken-hearted. Came to shit, but only farted. But then that time I took a chance. I went to fart and shit my pants. There you go. Lord Stanhope, would you rather own a hyperdrive or a flux capacitor? Oh, flux capacitor. Hell yeah. Oh, flux capacitor, man. Back to the future. Lord Stanhope, will you have a good weekend in the third week of April in the year 2045? If I'm alive, I'll have a good weekend. I'll be 75 years old. I'll be 745. I'll be 80 years old. Ooh, I hope so. I sure as hell hope so. Lord Stanhope, has civil service become a new form of welfare? Not necessarily, but it certainly has, for a long time, been the most secure job with the best benefits ever. And I think that maybe needs to end because, what are the PEUs? Fuck them. Lord Stanhope, oh shit. Why is there so many questions left still? Holy shit. Lord Stanhope, in chat, what percentage of chats actually engage the host, other chatters, and what percentage are just talking to themselves? No, y'all be talking to each other all the time. I see it. I see you have conversations and laugh at each other and laugh at shit and then laugh at some shit I do or make fun of me or talk about my technological foibles. It's okay. Lord Stanhope, champagne overrated? Yes. I don't understand the whole thing behind champagne, although I do like a mimosa once in a while. Lord Stanhope, they are also releasing the JFK files. What do you think's going to happen there? Nothing. I don't think we'll ever get a full story. Avocado Stiabi, what 80s sitcom would translate into a modern horror movie? Oh my God. Fantasy Island, because they could do some crazy shit with that. And it is kind of a horror movie. That whole thing is kind of a horror movie. Lord Stanhope, why can't you have breakfast for dessert? Because you already ate dinner, I guess. What? Well, you could. I mean, you mean breakfast food? Like eggs and bacon for your dessert? You could. Look, basically cake is breakfast and desserts. You got eggs, you got dairy. It's, flour, the bread. It's like the only thing you're missing is the bacon. And you could have bacon. You could have a bacon frosting on a cupcake, and that would be an entire breakfast within your dessert, or your dessert. Avocado Dialbi, do you sometimes wonder if the Epstein evidence was hidden in Richard Gere's colon? I think that might be the problem, because isn't he dead and he's buried already? I think. I can't remember. Avocado Dialbi, did you know 3% of the Antarctic ice is frozen penguin waste? I did not know that. I'll watch where I step. Select a boy, what is the most annoying kids show on now? Wait, what is the most annoying kids show nowadays? Oh, I don't know because I don't have any small children. I really hated the Teletubbies though. Oh my God. I don't know if I should say how badly I hated the Teletubbies, but Lord Stanhope, are you sure about that? Yes, the Teletubbies are really annoying. Select boy, what amount of money do you think is financially stable? There's no set amount. It just depends on how you spend your money. Some people couldn't make it if they had $10 million. Some people could live a very long time on $100K. Or just, get by. It depends on if you have houses paid off, if you've managed your life properly or in ways that you prepared to be. It depends on how much you think you need. If you buy a lot of shit you don't need, then you don't have enough money for ever. Okay? Avocado Diabli, are sign language barbershop quartets a thing? Yeah, but they sound really bad. Avocado Diabli, can you get a cold sore in your sinus? And if so, how the hell did herpes get into your nose? Well, it's not. It's not always because it's in your nose. Like, look, they can be anywhere. They can show up under your armpit, but not because you did something weird with your armpit, although some people do weird shit with their armpits. Avocado Diabli, is this the best question? No. Is this the last question? No. If bioengineered frogs that had acid for saliva, how many would I need to break into an average bank vault, do you think? 7. Avocado Diabli, at what point is the threat of a lifetime in prison less of a hassle than having to listen to someone speak another word? So you have a mother-in-law. No, I love my mother-in-law. I should never have made that joke. I love my mother-in-law. In fact, I took her shopping yesterday. It was quite enjoyable. Avocado Stabby, exactly how late are you going to be now? Yeah, I'm really late. Avocado Stabby, should we keep adding questions just to make you later? No. Avocado Stabby, damn, I ran out of questions. You think of any? No. Avocado Stabby, never mind. I thought of another question. What item in the fridge would make the best lube? Yogurt. And that is the last question on Friday Q&A. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and that's it. Happy Friday. I do need to go. Here are the links from today in a momento, por favor. Copy, paste. Oh, shoot. I got to do it over here. Wait, what the hell's going on? Fix, work. Okay. Here are the links for today. That's it. Got to go. Abrupt. My name's P-Dog Knight. I'm out of here. Bye-bye. The links will also be in the description. Bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thanks for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.